Hello, my name is Jillian and you're watching Revitalize from the Inside Out. Thank you for joining me here today. We believe that overall health and well-being is not just a goal but a way of life. We produce content that provides helpful tips and ideas for building habits that ultimately build a better you in body, mind, and spirit. Because the best investment that you can make is in yourself. Right, so today we're going to talk about the kitchen must-haves, the essentials that you need to keep in your kitchen in order to help you to sustain better habits towards your goals of health and well-being. As you can see behind me, I've got everything sort of grouped together so that I can pull it out one by one and show you what I've got and show you what works for me. Let's start with the basket in the back. So it's a bit heavy. So I have here bananas. Bananas are a kitchen must-have. They're essential for making smoothies and they make your smoothies taste absolutely amazing. These are also really great to add into cereals. Like for example, I can just reach back here and pull out my Porridge Oats. Just a quick note guys, everything I'm pulling out to show you today is organic and I get it from the local grocer where it's locally produced and the grocer that I trust. So yes, I've got here some organic porridge oats. All you need to do is boil some water, pour them into the boiling water and mix. It only takes 5 minutes or less. And once it's cooled down, you can add in some bananas and it tastes wonderful. Add in some blueberries with that, you've got a perfect breakfast. Bananas will give you lots of energy before the gym and set you up for your day. Honestly, if you're in a huge rush, this is perfect for setting off and not having enough time to make breakfast. Just take a banana, stick it in your purse, run out the door, eat it on the train or on your walk to work or in the car. Perfect. Now I've also got avocados here as well. Avocados are a serious kitchen must-have because every time I make a salad or any meal or even a smoothie, I always include avocados. At least 1/4 of an avocado or half an avocado depending on how hungry you might feel. Now these are packed with fiber and essential fats. The good kind of fats, the kind of fats that give you the energy you need. Ginger root, of course, I always have ginger roots nearby somewhere because every time I make a smoothie, for example, I chop up pieces of ginger root, throw it on in. It gives it a bit of a spicy flavor, but not too spicy. And in the wintertime, I really like to make ginger tea. So I chop up small pieces of ginger, throw it into a pot of boiling water and let it simmer for a bit. And when the water cools down, I then add in some lemon. And I've got myself a healthy homemade zesty lemon ginger tea. The lemons are an essential must-have. Like everything I'm telling you here. Okay, the lemons, what I like to do in the morning is wake up, pour myself a full glass of warm water and I squeeze some lemon inside and that gets me started in the day. I don't know about you, but I wake up in the morning and often I feel a little bit dehydrated. I don't feel much in the mood for food. My stomach isn't ready for food, especially if you're someone who likes to start their days before 6 a.m. Not only does it taste amazing, it makes you feel good as if you had a strong coffee. Another kitchen essential, citrus fruits. Sometimes in the evenings, what I like to do to boost my immune system, especially in the winters, is to mix orange, lemon, and ginger into a smoothie. Or you can make a hot tea with it and just squeeze the citrus fruit juice into the tea. And you have something that really just tastes amazing. It's not too strong, it's refreshing, and again, it's a super immune booster. These are amazing for your skin. If you ingest vitamin C through the citrus fruits, you are improving your skin. Now, this is totally wonderful for skin reparation as well. Ginger is great for your stomach and helps with digestion, especially if you're someone who might have a bit of irritable bowel syndrome or a sensitive tummy. I highly recommend taking in ginger roots regularly, either in the form of a tea or adding some to your smoothies or into your cooking. Now back to our breakfast. I'm going to bring up the porridge oats once again. Now when you make breakfast, And it's winter time especially. I recommend having these during the winter. They keep you warmer, they line your stomach, and they keep you fuller for longer as well. So, and they're easy to digest. So I've got porridge oats. Mix them with the other kitchen essentials. Pumpkin seeds. Add a few pumpkin seeds after you've cooked the porridge oats. And my favorite thing ever, the cinnamon spice. Okay, this, for me, this goes into everything. Every smoothie I ever make contains cinnamon. My coffee contains cinnamon. And of course, when you cook porridge oats, it's a wonderful addition. And here we've got cacao powder. Now, if you mix all of these together into your porridge oats, you're going to create a very hearty, high antioxidant, healthy, energy boosting breakfast for yourself. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, how do I make porridge oats interesting and even taste remotely good without adding refined sugar? Hence, one more time, no refined sugar. These ingredients right here, but if you still prefer a bit of a sweet boost, I've got another kitchen essential, pure honey. Now this is locally produced honey, and it's organic, and I, again, buy it from my local grocer, one that I trust. So a bit of honey. Be careful not to go too crazy with it because it is high in sugar, and it will operate like other sugar in the sense that it will give you this big boost of energy and then drop you down later, and you don't want that. So for more sustainable energy, maybe stick to having half a teaspoon. It's that during the winter times for me, and more smoothies during the summers. So right here, if you're wondering what these are, yes, they do look a little bit like ginger roots, but these, if you can see, are a little bit more reddish on the outside, or orangey. Now the difference, here's the difference. This is my ginger root, this is the turmeric root. I keep them both in my kitchen all the time. I do not let myself run out of these. So the turmeric roots are, you're probably familiar with it in the form of powder. And when you eat Indian curry foods, and if you like Indian curry foods, probably what you're liking is this. I buy them in root form so that I can peel them and chop them and get them fresh as possible. And the way I use them is I add them into my smoothies. So you're probably wondering, well, how do you make fruit smoothies and vegetable smoothies and throw these in there and not get a curry smoothie taste? Well, really, I'm only using about half a teaspoon. And when it's cold, it just adds a tiny little bit of a kick, and it's not overwhelming at all because all the fruits have such a powerful sweet taste that you don't even really notice this. It just adds a bit of a glowing color to the smoothies. Why are these so important to keep in my kitchen? Well, they're incredibly healthy in pain relief. They are great for joint repair as well, and they help to prevent osteoporosis. And also they're really great for the skin. Now that's something I've benefited from substantially. The essential ingredients that I combine together often within a smoothie that are ultimately skin healing and skin repairing. Now we're not just talking about having glowing skin. We're talking about repairing from the inside out. Like everything I have here in my kitchen is about working on your health and your well-being from the inside. And eventually what's happening on the inside will start to show on the outside. You have to observe what's going on in the inside. I'm a firm believer in taking care of what's inside first and then worry about the outside as the inside takes care of itself. Right, which now brings me to seeds and nuts. I'm going to just pull out a few more items really quick. I've got pumpkin seeds here. Chia seeds here. These are my pecan nuts here. And my linseeds here. These are golden linseeds or flax seeds. They go by two different names depending on where you live. So with these, I like to add them into the porridge oats, into cereal like that. Or what I do mostly is I use them for smoothies. I just throw in a couple of teaspoons of these into my smoothies, blend them right up with the fruit or vegetables I'm combining it with. Basically what they add are the essential oils, your omega oils, your omega-6s and omega-3s. These are high in fiber, and they'll also help you to digest your food and help with the lining of your stomach also by pulling all of that excess digested food through your system. And I've got here nuts. What kind of nuts? I mean any kind of nuts. Walnuts, pecan nuts, cashew nuts, almond nuts. Today, the nut of choice is pecan nuts. Now, I love pecan nuts. I buy them a lot, but okay. Let's mix and match here. This week I decided to buy pecan nuts. Next week could be walnuts. The week after that, almonds. Or you could have all of the nuts in the kitchen at once. But if you're on a budget, again, guys, this is on a budget. If you're on a budget, all of this is definitely feasible price-wise, okay? So when you do your weekly food shopping, obviously you do not need to buy all this every week. Really, it will take you a month to use up some of the things I have here, and at least a couple of weeks to use up some of the other things. So these kitchen essentials are not what you buy every single week, unless you're feeding a family of maybe 5. Nuts are wonderful additions to any salad or, in my opinion, any meal. So I added on the side, maybe about a handful is enough. It'll give you the essential good fats that you need. Add these together with avocados to a salad and you have some great essential fats. And of course, again, the pumpkin seeds are a wonderful addition. You can get iron from this and your essential omega oils as well. And chia seeds. Chia seeds are like a superfood, incredible superfood. They give you energy, they power you up, but what can we do with these? I don't typically throw them into salads, but what I like to do is add a couple of teaspoons or more into a smoothie to give it a bit of texture. They blend really well. You don't notice the taste. The taste is not potent in any way. But these will give you a lot of energy, and they have a lot of essential minerals and fatty acids in them as well. So it's a wonderful addition to your diet to make a more complete nutritional regime for yourself. Of course, still talking about seeds, these are hemp seeds. What do I do with hemp seeds? Well, they're a wonderful addition to salads. Again, they're very important if you are someone who lives on a very complete whole food plant-based diet, or if you're vegan, vegetarian. I recommend using hemp seeds, adding that into your food shopping list, because these contain the omega-3 oil that could be missing from a whole food plant-based diet in general. It's not as easy to get. So I add hemp seeds to my smoothies and to my salads, pretty much into everything. When I cook up some quinoa or any meal, I add a bit of hemp seeds. It adds a tiny bit of flavor. The flavor is subtle, but it feels like, it's kind of like it tastes a bit like an herb, that I've added an herb to my food. But even then, you can't go wrong with it. Next, extremely important, if you are someone who is vegan or vegetarian or just lives mostly on a whole food plant-based diet, this is called nutritional yeast. I'm just going to show you, or brewer's yeast, depends on what name you're used to going by. It's a flaky, sort of Parmesan cheese looking type of ingredient. It has the same kind of texture. Okay, maybe not exactly like Parmesan cheese for cheese lovers. Yes, you'd notice the difference, but it's very quick, because I was once a cheese lover and I had to change some of my habits. So what did I do to supplement that Parmesan cheese? I started adding nutritional yeast to my food. This particular nutritional yeast that I bought from my local grocer, okay, it's organic, but it contains all the B vitamins. I got it fortified with B12. Now, for those of you who don't eat meat or even fish, you might want to keep an eye on your B12 levels. And I've been told by doctors and nutritionists that the B12 is a very easy one to miss. So to solve that problem, I buy the nutritional yeast and I add it to most of my meals. Just a sprinkle, a couple of tablespoons into your meals is all that you need in a day. Okay, and now moving on to the oils. I've got here coconut oil and some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. So let's start with the coconut oil. So you can use coconut oil to cook at higher temperatures. Coconut oil can withstand much higher temperatures safely without becoming toxic when you cook your food. So it is a bit healthier to cook and fry things with this if you prefer to fry things. You can also add a tablespoon of this, or even less, into your smoothies, and you can add a nice coconutty flavor. It has some of the essential fatty oils inside as well. And we do know that fat is an essential part of the diet, but we're talking about the good kinds of fats. The kinds of fat that nuts can provide for you, that avocados can provide for you, that seeds can provide, and even coconut oil. Now for the olive oil, I've got here extra virgin olive oil. I don't often use it, But I tend to like to boil things and to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil into the boiling mix, because for me it adds a tiny bit of flavor. And simply add some Himalayan sea salt and you have a very tasty grain, for example. You can also add the extra virgin onto salads, but if you're looking to cook at higher temperatures, just use regular olive oil, not the extra virgin. Be careful when you're cooking at high temperatures because olive oil can easily become quite toxic, especially if you burn it. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we're moving on to quinoa. A serious kitchen must-have. I mean, if nothing else, this is a complete protein. With everything else I've shown you here so far, you have to mix and match to create complete protein intakes. So this is a complete one all on its own. Quinoa is very easy to make. I just boil it, and I can boil it up to about 15 minutes until the little beads and seeds, actually it's a seed, until the seeds become transparent and becomes mushier. Quinoa doesn't have a very strong taste all on its own. It can be quite bland, although if you add a little bit of salt and pepper, I mean, it tastes amazing. So whatever spice you have in your cabinet or herb is fair game. You can make this taste how you like. It combines well with salads, really well with salads. Once it cools down after cooking, I enjoy mixing them into salads as well. This pairs very well in a meal with black beans. Now I need to talk about these black beans. They're so essential in my kitchen because I eat a whole food plant-based diet. I don't take any meat or any animal products or byproducts at all. So where do you get your iron from? Everybody's asking all the time. You're a runner, you go to the gym, you do all of this fitness work. Where are you getting your strength and where are you getting your iron? Guys, black beans. Black beans are loaded with iron, and that goes without saying. Red kidney beans as well, but I don't have them today. I've just finished them and I need to go grocery shopping for them next week. Black beans, loaded with iron, protein, and even carbohydrates. So this is really great to power you up for your gym exercises or even post-gym, post-workout repair, muscle repair. Combine this together with a quinoa in a meal. And not only that, but you add in some avocado and any green vegetable. And guys, you have an amazing meal. I like to add pumpkin seeds into the quinoa as well. And you have a complete nutritionally rich meal out of just these 4 ingredients. Add a bit of Himalayan sea salt, ground pepper, and voila. It's totally amazing. Millet. Guys, this is millet here. Millet is a very plain, simple grain. It is gluten and wheat free, as was the quinoa too. Now, millet is a plain, simple grain. It doesn't have an overpowering taste. You just boil it for about 15 minutes or so. It works like the quinoa. In boiling water, it can become quite soft, and you can easily add any herbs or spices into the cooking of this, and it will just absorb the flavor that you add to it. It pairs very well with any other main course that you put together. I often like to pair this together with cooked vegetables, a raw salad. I like to add it right into my raw salads. It's quite light, so if you're looking for something, low in calories and easy on the stomach, I highly recommend millet. Next thing, I've got a mix of rices in here, as you can see. Their wonderful colors are created by the different minerals. Just for a change, I sometimes buy the red rice and I sometimes buy the brown rice. They're high in iron as well. That's another reason why I'm so keen on the brown rice and the red rice. It digests easily. I wouldn't have too much of this. It doesn't take much to get you full at all. It combines very well with avocado. Nutritional yeast, as I mentioned before, is a wonderful topping for this. Be sure to wash and rinse this thoroughly before you boil it or cook it. Lentils. Lentils are a kitchen essential, just like everything I've got here. Okay, seriously, kitchen essentials. It can be, what I've got today are red lentils. Red lentils. You can have brown lentils, green lentils. All of these are high in protein, high in iron, high in other essential minerals. They give me the energy I need before I work out. They give me the energy I need to carry through my whole day. So guys, I recommend keeping lentils in your kitchen, lentils of any kind. Include them in meals about 3 times a week, and you are sure to be getting your daily dose of protein, iron, other minerals. I mean, this is a total superfood. And now guys, I've got here a basil plant. I use basil with most of my cooking, and sometimes in the smoothies as well. It is very fresh tasting, wonderful. A wonderful addition to salads, to the quinoa that I cook, even to brown rice. Pretty much you can't go wrong with basil. So this is the reason why I've got a basil plant in my kitchen right next to the stove all the time. Here I want to take you to the maca powder. Now the maca powder is something that I add into smoothies on a regular basis. Maybe not every day, say about 5 times a week. No more than a teaspoon of this and you are powered up for a wonderful start to the day. The flavor is kind of mild. It's quite nice, a tiny bit sweet as well. But for power, for strength, I recommend adding a teaspoon of maca powder to your smoothies. Flax seeds. Now I've talked to you about linseeds / flax seeds. This is in the ground up form. It's in a powdered form. Easy to add to smoothies. Wonderful to add to your oatmeal. Now if you make porridge oats in the morning, especially during the winters, this is another wonderful addition to help add more nutrients and essential oils into your morning breakfast. Guys, combines very well with fruits and cereals. Now here I've got chlorella powder and green spirulina powder. So the chlorella powder, of course these are organic. I add these to my smoothies. When I make green smoothies combined with other green vegetables, I add just a little less than a teaspoon of chlorella powder into my smoothies, and that gives me some power and strength, extra nutrients and minerals for the day as well. This is highly antioxidizing and skin repairing, totally nourishing, great for your body. Now spirulina, you can't see, but I'm going to actually open this one up and pull out a spoon for you. It's a dark green fine powder. Now, it looks a little bit like this. It does not look very appetizing, although the color looks really rich and dark. It's quite strong in taste. I wouldn't recommend having this by itself. So when you mix it into smoothies, if it's a fruit dominant smoothie, you will not notice the taste. Not barely at all. So if you add in just a teaspoon of spirulina powder into your smoothie, and it's a fruit dominant smoothie, you won't notice it. So this is essential because it's got iron in it, it's got a ton of nutrients and minerals, it's got protein. It's kind of like my protein supplements. When I'm having a much more high energy week, I tend to add a bit of extra spirulina into my morning smoothies. Yeah, you'll notice when you open the bag that it smells a bit like the sea, because spirulina actually comes from sea vegetable. Be careful when you're purchasing spirulina, because it can be quite toxic depending on where it's from. You need to get it from a trusted grocer or retailer and make sure that it's completely organic. And finally, this brings us to beverages. Now, I'm totally a coffee drinker, but sometimes I need to come off that coffee. And when I do, what do you move to? If you guys are trying to quit your coffee addiction, I like to move into having green tea. Now, green tea also has caffeine or tein, which is enough to replace coffee and to help prevent you from getting those headaches, those withdrawal pains, those terribly uncomfortable, groggy moods that you can get in the morning if you skip your coffee. Yes, I know all about that. Total zombie in the morning when I wake up and don't have my coffee. But green tea is a perfect replacement for that, especially if you're looking to come down off the caffeine quite slowly. This will be a nice gentle glide downwards. And eventually you come off the green tea and you're caffeine free. This is the loose leaf green tea that I've got right here. It's much stronger and I prefer the loose leaf stuff actually. It's a bit richer. And the tea bags I keep here, and I keep it in this closed container in order to keep it fresh. It maintains better than if I were to have left it in the boxes I bought them in. So these bags are easy for carrying around. I just take a couple, wrap it up with kitchen towel, stick it in my purse, I'm off to go, and I've got tea at work. Right, guys, so there are your kitchen must-haves, your kitchen essentials, the things that I highly recommend keeping with you or in your house at all times. So when you're feeling hungry, or you want to reach and grab for something, you've got all of this here. Do not keep junk food like crisps and candy bars and TV dinners and microwavable prepared foods in your fridge or in your kitchen, because that's the first thing you're going to want to reach for when you're hungry or when you're losing your control. So if you keep your environment clean with some of these kitchen essentials, that's going to help you to sustain better habits, hopefully. So think about what you're buying, think about what's in your kitchen. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Many more videos to come. So guys, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell just down below so you won't miss a thing. Stay up to date with new content, and we are aiming for new content to come out every week, more or less. So stick with us, guys. Stay tuned and have a great day. Thank you for watching.